they're giving me too much. And I was like, stop it. Just great.
Okay. Oh,
great. I love it. Don't show me no more. But go ahead. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. This is Brunch, Blaze, and Ballot,
where we eat, elevate, and talk about
media trends from the past,
the present,
and the future
from a Black perspective.
I'm your host, Roger Turner.
And I'm your host, Alexis Bertrand.
So sit back,
spark up,
and let's get into it. Hey, Alexis.
Hey, Roger, baby. How you doing?
I am doing very good. I'm coming off a lovely vacation. We had a great weekend.
Oh, that's right.
We were in Atlanta for my parents, my father and my stepmother's 40th wedding anniversary.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Shout out to them. That is such an accomplishment.
And they're a party group. They like to party.
They still partying. I love that.
Okay.
We're going to do a good party.
They said, hurry up, eat this food so we can get this
So we can get this going. Oh, I love that. Hurry up. Oh, I love that. They probably danced all night.
All night.
Oh,
all night
I love that.
Had a good time.
It's amazing.
How are you, friend?
I am doing great. I just came back from my 30th year high school reunion, girl. Shout out to my...
That's interesting.
I do go to those. Like, I have gone to every one. So we've done a 10-year, a 20-year, and now a 30-year. And I've gone every time. And I had it is really just a testament to, I'm smiling because that is just a testament to this group of people. It's so interesting. Like, in many ways, I always say, like, yes, my high school years had its flaws. Overall, though, I think I just really had a unique experience to the point that we still want to see each other. We still rock with each other 30 years later.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was awesome.
I don't want to see none of them niggas.
Not a itty bitty one of them.
I mean, the people that I want to see from my high school life, I see them on a regular basis. Like,
outside of that,
I don't want to. What you? Oh, how was your brunch?
Brunch was amazing. Okay, brunch was kind of boring. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this. Have you ever had a culinary experience that like anything after that is just garbage?
Yeah.
Okay, so my brunch was fine because it's some eggs and toast. But I'm saying that because I've had the experience. So I was in Buffalo. While I was in Buffalo, my two of my closest friends, shout out to Gwen and Johnny because I know they listen to us. We went to a place called Reserve in Buffalo, which is owned by the Chef Darren. He actually owns a couple spots. And Chef Darren, I'm forgetting his last name, but you might remember him. He had won Next Level Chef.
Oh, really?
And so this brother came back and opened up several restaurants, I believe, in Buffalo. But we went to his more kind of high-end steakhouse. Everything, we ordered a bunch of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Everything we ordered. From the brand.
Reserve.
It's called Reserve. And it is gorgeously, like really it's like Caribbean food just done on an insanely elevated level. So like, for example, my main dish was these seared scallops and this sweet corn succotash. Like it was too much. It was so good. It was so disrespectful. That's how good it was. Like everything we touched. We had sides from macaroni and cheese and Brussels sprouts and you name it. Like he has a pastry chef on staff. And that's really important because so all the breads, anything that's baked is always done fresh that day.
That's beautiful.
So shout out, I just want to shout out to this. I think this brother is doing great things. He's just coming back to his hometown after winning this incredible show and he's opened up some really fine dining.
I love that he's come back to his hometown.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just really well done. So I just wanted to shout out Chef Darren and Reserve. So great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm like, my eggs were just like, everything is just ash.
Yeah. My brunch was fine. I had again, a smoothie and a salad. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how high are you?
I'm at like a good 7. You know what? Because New York is hot. I know you hate it, but I'm really, I know, but I'm managing it. I'm feeling good. Maybe because I had this incredible weekend and this incredible food. So I'm like feeling good. So I'm not like blitzed. And I'm all right with that. I'm like at a 7. I'm feeling good. And I'm particularly excited about today's topic. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how high are you?
I'm at like a 6.
Okay.
A 6, but I just took an edible, so I'm definitely gonna climb.
Oh, baby.
I'm definitely gonna climb.
Come on up there.
I think it's a great time. What, you going to tell the people what we're talking about today?
Let me tell the people what we are talking about today. So, the world famous San Diego ComiCon has happened, and every year for, I don't know, at least the last 25 years, I would say, that's wild, 25 years, people far and wide have bought tickets specifically for this Comic-Con because I think we have a really robust Comic-Con here in New York City as well as all the major cities. The special one about the San Diego one is that that's where a lot of the movie premieres come out. The big stars all come out. You're almost guaranteed to see big names. And Marvel in the famous Hall H, left it all out there with a string of announcements about their upcoming projects, first and foremost. Big one, like their final push for Doomsday. I wouldn't say final push, but their big push for Doomsday that's dropping. And then, people are clamoring, what are going to be the other big announcements? They're going to drop some bombs, some revelations. They had a couple. And so, in particular, we see Ryan Coogler and automatically we're like, uh-oh, we getting ready? And I think the big thing, a big drop, I think, for the entire showcase for Marvel was this announcement of the new Black Panther. That has smashed into this community, and there is definitely an interesting divide, I'll call it.
There is a very interesting response.
It's very interesting.
I'm very interested. I was really, surprised at the variation of responses, but
that's why, and we're going to talk about that because I think, interestingly enough, that's what we watched. We watched a lot of this play out because it's like immediately after something like this is announced, the press tour happens and then everybody's just, all the pundits start going, and then the online response is there. And so I'm like, that's why I'm love that we're having this conversation about this showcase because it's interesting. Out of all the movies and TVs and shows that we watch, we do absorb a lot of content, and then you have really special events like this that happen, which is also content that we absorb. So I'm glad that we're talking about this, and we have entitled this episode, Return to Wakanda.
Yeah. Thank you for the intro.
You're welcome, girl.
So after the announcement, I did a deep dive.
I know you did. You put
into this announcement of David Jonsson as the Prince T'Challa II.
Where did this lead you?
All right. So I think that's a great place for us. I think it's time for us to
pull back the curtain.
Okay.
So what you pulling back on this one?
Okay, so I was familiar with David Jonsson in fact, we've talked about David Jonsson twice on this show.
Yeah. Yes.
So once we talked about it when we were talking about rom-coms, we talked about the movie Rye Lane that he was in, that he gave an incredible performance, and we also talked about detective series and murder mysteries.
Yes,
he was in the series Agatha Christie's Murder is Easy. So let's just start with who David Jonsson is.
Okay.
So David Jonsson is a young man he grew up in the Estates, which here we would kind of consider the projects. He grew up in a very rough neighborhood. He describes his neighborhood that he remember going to a lot of memorials. There were stabbings every other week. He describes his family as Creole, so he has both a Caribbean and African heritage.
Yep.
And, of course, he's British. He's from London. So introvert. He is the youngest of 5 children. His parents split up, I believe he said when he was 11 years old. Maybe, I may have that wrong. But his parents split up, his parents got a divorce, and he grew up in a single parent home, and his mother was a police officer for 11 years.
Okay.
And growing up in that environment where he grew up in the Estates, single parent home, African Caribbean upbringing, being an actor was kind of not the thing. We know a lot of African doctors.
Come on.
Okay? Come on. We know a lot of African doctors, and it's very much if you gonna go to school, go get this.
You're going to be a doctor.
And he said to
lawyer.
his parents' credit, they never gave him any grief about wanting to be an actor or wanting to go into the arts. They actually said, hey, if you want to do it, put your whole self in it, and pushed him to go.
That's beautiful.
David studied with the National Youth Theater in England. And then when he turned 18, he went to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, or RADA, in London. Graduated in 2016, and then got a scholarship to come to New York and study in New York for 2 years at the American Academy of Musical and Dramatic. The American Musical and Dramatic Academy. So he went to AMDA. So he went to 2 really big art schools to study drama. And so he went to RADA, and then he went to AMDA. He's a very well-trained actor.
Keep going. keep going, because this is getting so fascinating right now.
And even though he is a British actor, he's not really known for his British work. A lot of his work is American-produced work. Like, Industry is based in England, but it's an American show based in England, which he has this incredible role. His character arc in Industry was incredible. He is British, but he's more of an international actor than he is actually a British actor. A lot of his work, he's more known in America than he is in Great Britain.
Well, I think he's probably known
now.
I think they would probably say in Britain, he's known for his work in America.
Right.
Right, because I think he's well known there,
right.
but not for doing things locally based. You know what I mean? Like, I think they probably have no problem saying, like, oh, yeah, he's known for these movies he did in America for blah, 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 or these films. Like, yeah, I think that's what they would say.
So in several different interviews, his name had been dropped around, like, Black Panther, and he had always said, like, he has this incredible, he never got to meet Chadwick Boseman, but incredible respect for his work. He loved Ryan Coogler's work. He's a fan of Ryan Coogler's work. He would love to be in that Black Panther universe, and like had not, in interviews had never said that he had ever met Kevin Feige or Ryan Coogler as of yet, but would be grateful to be a part of the
Black Panther world.
MCU Black Panther world. MCU Black Panther world. And who wouldn't?
I mean, right? I would love to.
Okay.
He's sitting in the
in the meantime, his work is starting to get a lot of recognition. So he starred in Aliens Romulus, which I watched. And
you watched that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I've watched all of his work. I've watched everything David Jonsson has been in.
Even the horror movies, I'm digging this.
Yeah, I've watched everything that he's been in. And like, except for the shorts. There's a lot of short films that I couldn't find. He was in a Fox series called Deep State, which he was actually pretty good in. Romulus, Aliens. I felt like it was a movie that didn't need to be made. Like, I felt like it was okay, like, continuation.
That is a
right. But his performance in that's the best performance of an android I've ever seen.
It was believable. It was so believable,
He
right?
was so good. Like, the switch of, like, character, because this character goes through, like, a little bit of a personality switch and arc. There's a motivational change. And then, like, the turning off and turning back on, he performed very, very well, seamlessly.
Yeah. And that's all. And that role in particular is always big in the art, in the story, in the alien stories. Like, there's always an android there,
right.
And like, for him to have that particular role versus like another astronaut that's just quickly killed off or something. Like, the android typically has, like, the story's always expanded in there, and I just thought it was such a cool.
He did a great job in that film, and then he does Stephen King's Long Walk. Have you seen this?
Yes! Bitch!
Oh,
don't even play with me.
His performance in Long Walk, I felt like everybody started standing up paying attention then.
Okay, so, like, just range. So everything that you name, like, range, right? So we have it on paper already, right? Like, I felt like he like belong. I don't want to say it's morbid, but I want to say belonged in that universe. But he just, I think Stephen King can feel nuance. I think Stephen King can feel like its own thing. And I think that when they make the Stephen King films, the thing that they want to portray the most is like Stephen King's world. I think it's less about the actors and more about this world that Stephen King has crafted, and that people are just kind of supposed to move through it. However, I think he found this sweet spot of like this particular story relies heavily on the acting. So you have to like dig. It's not like a Pet Sematary where it was more about the machinations that was happening around them. This one really was like dialogue heavy. It was really like acting
it's definitely
heavy.
set on.
Like you gotta be able to know how to act. You're carrying this film.
This film is literally about the relationships between the boys that are walking on this walk, and like the tension and the drama happens with these interactions. There's not a lot of like there's no alien clown in this. There's no like the tension and the horror that's happening has to do with the brutality of humanity.
Yes. Oh my God.
So Long Walk was a very interesting movie. It's a very good movie. I felt like everyone was going to like find out like what Cooper Hoffman's performance was going to be. His co-star Cooper Hoffman, who is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman,
which is like it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, kind of cool to see, and like,
but I mean that's
Cooper's fine. He's,
I mean, compared to he held up.
He held up.
It was a great.
Cooper was fine. I felt like their performance together. They make incredible scene partners. I believe this is the second movie that they've done together. I can't remember what they've done before. But this was a good showing for him. And the fact that we could tell from Romulus, he can hold up an action.
Yes.
An action role. Two, he's a great actor. So I'm excited about it.
And can I just add to that? Like, I love that you took the time to actually talk about his upbringing. And if you look, and I'm not saying that's why Ryan also chose him. It's just when Ryan announced Chadwick, and we did the same kind of things. We're like, oh, and we understood the humble beginnings that Chadwick came from with David as well. Like how, his mom was in law enforcement. It wasn't all silver spoon and all this. Like he had to really push to get there. And through all of that, he still showed up exceptionally while he was training. That Chadwick did the same thing. And I just think that my point is that Ryan is going after a caliber. He needs a caliber of an actor. I'm sure there's all types of talented people, but I think he was looking for the same kind of qualities that when he thought this was great with Chad, like I need somebody with similar qualities. I'm not looking to replace Chad, but those qualities I need in this. Yeah, whoever's going to portray this. I think he's found this with David.
I think Ryan understands himself as a director. Like I think Ryan has done well in films because there's different types of directors. There's the visual and film director and thematic director. There's things that a director can place into a film to push the story forward.
Yeah.
That have nothing to do with the actor's performance. And then there's directors that are actors directors. Like they can give the motivation to an actor to change the tone of the performance or inform the actor what they need for the performance. And I don't think Ryan sees himself as an actor's director, which is why he casts high caliber actors that can if I give them enough information, they're gonna
pull it.
They're gonna do the homework,
right?
And they're gonna pull the character together in the way that I envision without me having to prompt them. And so I think Ryan understands that about himself as a director, which is why he chooses the actors that he chooses and why he sticks with the actors that he has chosen.
And so we knew, right? I'm with you. I'm excited. You're excited. And so we know, there was going to be some responses. It's whatever. When they make these kind of big announcements.
Let's get into this talk. So, I was really surprised at the variation of responses.
Yeah. What? I'm shocked disappointed, typical, and like annoyed. Like I'm all of the things. And I just want to, okay, so before we even get into like all of the David criticisms, I feel like if I feel like we're still talking about people who have, in large, have a problem with Wakanda Forever. I feel like I think people still have missed the mark with that film. I'm gonna start here. I think they still don't understand it.
Can we lay out the 3 most common critiques? Because you're about to hit one
Wakanda Forever
of David being cast, and you're hitting one of them.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So one of the common critiques is that the character direction that T'Challa taking Chadwick's character, and Chadwick's character should have just been recast with another actor rather than writing in the storyline of a son of T'Challa and bringing in a T'Challa the second, and that people having a problem with Wakanda Forever and that storyline, and that I've heard some content creators talking about monetizing off of Chadwick's death with Wakanda.
I think that's a heavy-handed, watered down, and it points to an intention that I absolutely reject. I vehemently reject that. I do not think that Ryan did that. We've covered this. I don't think that Ryan did that with that kind of intention. And I can see the logic behind that crazy ass statement. And I think they're just weaponizing something that I think they forget. I think what is forgotten is that, to me, for me, and I think for a lot of people, that Wakanda Forever is, it's almost like they didn't want him to be immortalized in that way. For Ryan to intentionally say like, we lost T'Challa, like that was his. And I felt like, I'm not trying to get too into the weeds here, but like the supremacist culture says, like, that shouldn't have been up to Ryan. That should have been up to like the studio execs. Like, no. You don't tell me how we gonna do this. If I just want him replaced so we can just keep going, that's what we're gonna do. And I think, to me, that speaks to a very Black experience. And Ryan was like, no, we're going to move it forward because at the end of the day, they have and they will do this with every other character. They literally murdered Scarlett Johansson and kept it pushing, and let homegirl pick up. That's Black Widow. That's what and didn't talk about it. Didn't bring it back up. And I'm talking about a fictional character, right? We didn't lose Scarlett Johansson, but in terms of the MCU, like, what's good for the gander? Like, stop playing.
Right. And this is the thing, is that there is this critique. That particular critique is born out of prioritizing business and the things that products that people want over the humanity of the people that provide the product.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what people are forgetting or care not to address or ignore is that the people that were working in this environment to bring you the movies that you are watching all are experiencing grief. These are all human beings that had a relationship, a very close relationship with someone that they worked with, and now they're asked to continue to work without honoring their grief.
That's crazy.
And so
that's abusive.
These people have to go back to work and like work in this environment with the grief and a shocking grief because none of them knew he was ill.
Right.
Like, he didn't tell any of them.
Right.
So this film is a lot of, which was not my critique, but one of the things why Wakanda Forever isn't one of my favorite movies is that there's a lot of grief in this movie. There's a lot of grief, and it's because Ryan, not just the rest of the cast, but Ryan himself hold on, my mother is calling me while I'm in the studio. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hey, Mom.
Hello.
Hey, I'm in the studio right now. I'm actually recording right now. Can I call you back later?
Yes.
Everything okay?
Yeah. Who is this?
This is your son.
Oh.
Who did?
Just like Javier.
No, say hi to Alexis.
Hi.
Oh, Alexis.
Hi. I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
All right.
I'm good.
All right. All right. I'm gonna call you later, okay?
All right, no problem.
All right, bye-bye. All right. Sorry about that. Got an answer from my mom.
No, you're fine.
But that I feel like that critique is born out of people not addressing the fact that not just the actors were expressing the grief, but Ryan himself, the director, was processing that grief.
And to that point, there's this rarity or this moment that I think we forget as a populace, a worldwide populace, that is not about, I don't need to like every film. It might not be my favorite in the MCU, but I think it was much needed. And I think it was done in a way because it stands out, because if you look at the other movies, none of them deal with grief like this. At the end of Endgame, yeah, it sucked. This was a great moment. But in 5 minutes of time, we buried Tony Stark. Now, they lit up all of that shit that happened, right? And if you just clock in the film, 5 minutes later, he was on the ground, he's in the grave, and we grieve him, got the flowers, and then we moved on. That, we don't deal with grief. And I'm thinking it is all the other morals and things that we want to communicate with these films. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. None of these films have taught them how to deal with death, even though death is happening all over these superhero films. How to actually deal with this. And I think Wakanda Forever is a movie that was needed and will actually outlast longevity-wise, because if I want to show, not even my kids, if I just want to show somebody how to deal with grief, on film on how to deal with grief in a way that is digestible and sits with you, makes a lot of sense. And I think that crowd, to go all the way back to my original point, people who have had a problem since then are now picking up the torch again, looking at Black Panther 3, because I think Ryan is looking at Black Panther as a collective. In many ways, how the ball, I think, was dropped with the other, we talked about this, every Iron Man movie, Captain America, Thor movie wasn't a smash. And I think, and I would bet my next dollar that when Black Panther 3 comes out, and you look at the whole thing in its entirety, it's going to make sense.
Yes.
And that's what I think he's thinking about. But again, we're coming up against folks who are like, they were already off the track.
Do I want to call them a faction? I don't know. But there are a group of people out there that their motivation for this critique is they're having a hard time with a Black man having this much power.
Yes, like you're seeing it, man.
Because it wasn't that, like, you know, they weren't going to, like, it wasn't that, like, the studio didn't want to do it. The studio probably would have done it if they could have, if they felt like they could get another director to do it. But they knew they had a very special director, and this very special director said, I'm not going to do another Black Panther movie with another actor in this role.
Right, like right now?
I will, if you want to do another movie, we will create another character that will be Black Panther, but I'm not going to.
Because I feel like he was saying to them, Chadwick is just as big as Robert, just as big as Tom, because no tea, no shade, and I'm not wishing harm on anybody, but you mean to tell me if something had happened to Tom Holland,
yeah,
right. That they were just gonna recast him immediately and not adjust it in them films? They wouldn't have done that with Robert. They wouldn't have done it with any of these other white men.
And I feel like maybe they would have, and it would have failed.
Bullshit. You ain't telling me if Chris Evans had died at peak time when he was doing Captain America, they would have never recasted the next Captain America film immediately. They would have addressed that. Steve Rogers would have died with Chris Evans. I am not even going to hold you.
I'm not even going to give them that much credit that they
would, but I'm saying they wouldn't have done it. So I'm like, the shit that Ryan's getting.
I'm like, they wouldn't have done it. And even if they had.
Okay, if they had.
It wouldn't have worked. It would have failed.
Agreed.
The movie would not have been great. I feel like you're giving them too much credit that they feel like they would have done the right thing.
No. I'm not saying they would have done the right thing. I'm saying for the critique that Ryan is getting, why didn't you recast right away? I'm like, he's telling the studio Chadwick was just as big as any of them. And so to those people who are like, why didn't you just recast right away? I'm like, do you think, you telling me you would have expected that if any of these other big names would have passed away?
I hear what you're saying.
You never would have done that, bro.
Right. And they would have been such a rush to replace.
We never
the
would have
actor
done
if
that.
it had been somebody else. Here's the other thing: is that I get that they're butthurt that this black man has so much power that he can say, "No, I'm not going to do this movie," and then they say, "You're right. Well, if we want you to direct this movie, then we'll just do what you have asked." I think those are the two things that are a major thing. So there was a big butthurt over that they're being a separate character, that they're breaking away from the comic book canon.
I'm like, what?
Fine.
We've been breaking away
Whatever.
from comic book canon. That's a poor man.
Get over
That's
it.
a poor excuse.
Get over it.
Now the other piece. Now when we gonna get to this? To the thing is disappointing me about why specifically.
We'll get to that one last.
Okay.
The next one is the fans were so dead set on having Damson Idris in this role. So
and we get it.
I get it.
We get it.
We get it. I personally think that David is a better actor than Damson, but
I'm not even gonna. I know we can do that and we can be critical.
He's a better actor.
Let me just say,
go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, quickly, I know that you're offering critiques, and I know you support everyone in this moment. They are both incredible.
They are,
and I'm leaving it at that. I'm not talking about whose skill is better than the other because I don't even think it came down to that. I don't think that's why people are pissed that he got it. David got it over Dimson. I think Dimson, for a lot of people, looked like, if I had to lift it from the comic book, he looks closer. I don't think they give a shit about. I'm not even gonna put you on skill level.
I'm gonna take it even deeper.
Oh, you're gonna take it even.
I'm gonna take it even deeper for you. Damson fits a type of masculinity
some
people expected for this role.
Yes.
David, in all of his roles, brings a tenderness and a softness to the masculinity of all of his roles. And I think that is going to bring a special nuance to this new Black Panther character that people are not looking forward to. There's a faction of people that wanted the swagger and the certain type of masculinity that Damson carries naturally and brings to this role. So I think there's a group of people that are hurt about that. And
because that's what I want. That's all I'm hearing. And so because I didn't get what I want, I'm just I'm gonna shit on this dude over here. And I think to that tenderness, I think if to the comic book heads out here, if they were really in tune, this is so smart on Ryan's part to actually have a T'Challa II. Because when we think about any of the other kind of major superheroes who have a descendant, so Batman, and you have Nightwing, right? And Nightwing is supposed to be more empathetic, more caring, more gracious than the Batman. If you go into the comic books and you look at Superman and his son, right? You have Clark Kent, you have John Kent. John, he's more nicer, he's more easygoing, he's not as rigid and as stern. And if you think about how Ryan cemented Chadwick's T'Challa in the MCU, right? T'Challa was very to the point, he was very rigid. He learned to be gentler, but it allowed him to show up as king that way. You're gonna want somebody who's a little bit more, right? This allows us to see the beautiful variations on how Black male-ness can show up. And I think that has been missing. And I think David is young enough that he can now help to usher in these next level superhero movies that are coming in here that are going to eventually, if not already, start to pick up and focus on the younger audiences. We just can't keep having all these old-ass dudes do all of this shit.
And
it's just a smart move of mine.
And I really think that Ryan is trying to build a character completely different from Chadwick's character.
To honor Chadwick's word.
He does not, because they're going to.
I don't want Chadwick 2.0.
They're going to keep the same canon storyline for T'Challa into the movies. It's just going to be a different character in this role. I think what Ryan is trying to prevent is that someone stepping in to T'Challa's character by a different name.
Yes,
Right.
and I think that's a better. And I love the twist on the dialogue. Whoever was coming in to be Black Panther next was going to be instantly compared to T'Challa, to Chadwick's role. So now that he's playing Chadwick's son, it's like it makes sense. Write it in there. You're going to be compared to your father. That is just something that happens in all families, and all of us can get behind it. Like, we're not looking at the strokes of genius at play here because we just didn't get what we wanted, and it's just foul to me. And I will end with this. Comic book stuff is so vast. Who says Jonsson still can't show up as Black Panther in a Black Panther film?
Right.
And there's right. We know the multiverse and all this stuff that happens. My point is, like, just because it wasn't this,
Right.
like, and I think so because it wasn't this, and we're forgetting the fantasticalness of the superhero shit. That why is this ire? Why is it the ire at this level that it is? It's just beyond me.
So let's get to this last critique.
Oh God, girl, it's wearing my nerves.
It is wearing me.
I cannot
believe we are still having this debate over
foolishness.
Black American actors and Black British actors. Here
playing African,
a fictional
African character who has by just story has never experienced colonialism.
Right. A fictional African character from a fictional African country
that has never experienced colonialism.
And I promise you, it doesn't matter. I think the only thing that matters is this person is actually Black.
Like, at this point, because what you're looking for does not exist on this planet.
It does not exist.
I'm not even trying to hold you where.
You can't, you're not going to find
what the fuck are you
any
doing?
African person that has not experienced colonialism.
Period. Like, so it's everybody off the table. There is nobody on the table.
There is nobody on the table.
And God help me, I hate when I would go into like trivia or I'll ask people, who is the first, when I hear stuff, they say, who's the first Black superhero? It ain't Black Panther because he's not Black. He's African, and it's not me trying to disrespect. It's like, that's me trying to honor. That is very different. I'm Black American. That is very different than someone who grew up on the motherland, on the continent. They're African. That's why we call them African. It is not all the same. We know this, right? And it's just like, but we have fucking forgot it.
Listen.
We pissed because he's Black and British? Like, so you mad that at the British part?
And yeah, this is the part.
Like, that's what you mad at?
I've heard this debate before, and like seeing more Black British, like there are more Black British actors than we actually realize that are working.
Like, what are we doing
in the United States? I think there is a little bit of a butthurt in comparison of how some people are like, oh, Black British actors are doing all of the. If they are playing a Black American historical role, like I wasn't a fan of Cynthia Erivo playing Harriet Tubman. I get that. I understand Harriet Tubman.
But I'm with you. No.
Harriet Tubman was a Black American woman. Yes, a Black American actress should play that role. I'm on. I hear you. I'm
not gonna say like she should have. I saying, don't act like you can't find one. Don't act like there wasn't one readily available. Like they was right there, bro. You had to step over like 20 to get to Cynthia.
And that
stop.
There's this debate over like which ones are better. Are they are Black British actors are better than Black American actors? Black American actors have determined. First of all, actors are actors. There is no swath of better actors over here and then better actors over here. I will break down what the difference is between the two. And I've said this before, and I think people need to pay attention to what's happening in our country and what has happened in other countries over across the continent, is that the difference between Black American actors and Black British actors is that Black British actors have more access at a younger age to public arts education.
Boom. Say that. No. I need you to say that shit again, because like, hello.
Black British actors have more
so than
access at younger ages to public arts education.
And
meaning free or damn near free.
Like, that's it. They catch the vibe at an early age. I'm like,
they can get, you know, a profound training. And it's not just like I go to the play and then somebody from the community directs this play. No, you get from a young age, British actors can get affordable, if not free, formal dramatic training before they even go to college, before they even go to high school.
I love that point because it's like, okay, well, what does the playing field look like? And that's not a nod to like Black American actors. That's a nod to our country and how we have failed, right, to support the arts in general and arts education and arts programming. Like you have, because we know a Chad's story, had it not been for Denzel giving that, right, the money so he could attend this program, right, like he would not have made his way through so-and-so. I wanted to take this up to like 30,000 to this point, the point of the conversation we're at now, because I feel like outside of this wonderful announcement, I'm still pissed at Marvel. Like, where the fuck is my Blade movie? Like, if we're trying to keep it all the way a buck, and if I keep coming up even more, right, I know that there's a ton of Black characters that have just not been introduced into the MCU that are really great in comics. So when I come all the way out here, I'm like, I feel like part of this is we are all scrounging after this one role when we shouldn't. And you and I talk about this all the time. There should be a swath, okay? I'm gonna use that word, a swath of just Black, if we're talking about MCU, Black characters and Black shows and Black superhero stuff. Everywhere. It should be readily available. Because if we had all of these ability to cast all these Black characters, why are we fighting over this one role? Like, why? Okay, you didn't get cast as Black Panther, but you could be cast as Blue Marvel, or you could be cast as Static Shock, but we're not doing those characters. Or you could be casted as Blade. Well, actually do the damn movie. So my point is, like, when you limit the options, and now we are sitting here fighting because this person didn't get this opportunity, because we're talking about something that's rare. And why the fuck in 2026 is it still rare? When we know that Black culture moves the needle. It transforms the space. So why the hell don't we have more of these? Now, I'm not saying superhero movies of color because I'm not dissing nobody like that. I'm talking about Black. Like, why is it just that when this movie comes out, we are still only having one Black male super-led hero movie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still the only one.
We still don't have a Storm.
And I'm thinking, okay, where's my Nubia? Like, stop playing in my face.
We don't have a Storm. Well, I'm sticking with Marvel.
Okay, we don't have a Storm.
We don't have a Storm. We don't have a Blade. We don't have.
I mean, we had a Monica Rambeau. Like, we had her. We had Monica. We do have her, but like, what's she doing right now? She was in the Marvels. That's the Black girl in the Marvels.
Right, and like we don't.
But like, what are you doing with these characters? Like, bring Luke Cage back. Like, where is Cage?
Because you brought everybody else. You brought Daredevil, and you brought
Ghost Rider back. Like, ma'am.
I mean, Punisher. You brought Daredevil and Punisher back from Netflix. Where is
Luke didn't make it?
Where's my Jessica Jones?
Where's
my Jessica Jones? Where's my Luke Cage?
And I get that they show up in these shows, but my point is, like, come on, man. Like, and then you're telling me, and it's like, I get that we're supposed to be excited that Kevin Feige was like, and we're gonna launch on Miles. We have been looking at Marvel movies for 25 years.
Where's Miles?
Why the fuck are you just telling me words?
We've been watching Peter Parker stories for 25 years, and I
loved them, but like, come on.
I am tired.
I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm not gonna say I'm tired because I will always have a special place for Peter Parker. I'm saying I'm good. If you don't do another one for a while,
I'm exhausted.
Daddy is good.
I wish you would never make another Peter Parker story.
Or like, shit, can we get both?
We gonna make Spider-Man?
No. Because I'm saying do Miles, but have Peter, like, guest star.
No, I don't want Peter no more. We've had 25 years.
I know, but
I know you love. I know.
No, I'm saying it's a good guest star. They've written. I'm saying it's already been written, but they're going to put Peter in the background.
And I appreciate it. I don't want it. Okay. I don't want no more Peter. I want Miles, and I want his stories.
No, we gotta be clear.
I don't want nothing else.
You be clear. You don't want no more Peter Parker.
I don't want no more Peter Parker.
Okay, I'm like, because I don't want nobody to misquote you. To be like, he said he don't want no. Then
Oh, stop it! I don't call it Peter anyway. Who said that? Gross. I don't want no more Peter Parker. I do want more Miles Morales.
But we shouldn't be. But my point is, we shouldn't be arguing scrambling over like one role. Like, come on, it doesn't feel expansive.
Well, I feel like Marvel in general is scrambling Like this, I'm concerned about this whole Doomsday movie.
Why?
Like, because it's a last minute scramble for a storyline because they were going a whole different direction until what's the name went to jail.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think they were
He
always.
didn't go to jail,
Here's the
but-
thing. Here's the good and the bad. I think they were always going to take this story, but the villain was going to be Kang. And I think they were going to have Kang destroy the universe. From a comic book standpoint, though, that's kind of a miss because Kang never did that, right? Kang threatened the time stream and like he was going to do all this stuff there, but never threatened it in the way that they're using it in this story. This story was always Doom was the villain who did this particular story. So it's like, okay, we were going to have Kang destroy all of time, and it was going to be really, really great. Okay, well, we still want to destroy everything because they still need to. They have to reset this. We've done all we have milked all of we can out of this first 25-year run, and we gotta destroy everything.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the only other big villain who's like destroyed all of the universes? And that's Doom. So even if, and then my thing is the Robert Downey piece of it. I'm like, I don't know how I still feel about that because I'm still trying to hold on to his Iron Man thing. I get it.
Y'all are
but
having
like-
a good time with him in this new accent. I'm all right on it. I'm a lukewarm on it.
I'm
a hold. I'm not gonna hold you. I couldn't do without it. Like we didn't.
I think where I'm nervous.
We didn't need Robert Downey Jr. in this role.
But we did it. But I'm like, for dramatic effect, I think they should have went with a whole different other person, maybe another higher profile person. And I think they should have let him just come on RDJ like later as a guest star, do some shit. But you know what? Here we are. I'm wondering how they're gonna end this because I'm wondering how audiences are gonna walk away feeling now that you're gonna wreck everything. And they've never done that. They've never seen it before, right? After going through all of that work to save everything, they gotta wreck it to reset it. So I'm like, are y'all, as long as they tie it up nice, I think people will forgive that. But I think people are gonna be bitten a little bit because they're gonna be their beloved Endgame is about to get destroyed.
Well, let's talk about, and I don't like the whole they need to reissue, like so they're reissuing or re-releasing Endgame.
Milk
Avengers,
that money, baby.
Avengers Endgame.
Because I think they're trying to take that top spot from Cameron for that fucking Avatar shit.
No, what I think is they're really leaning on that storyline for this Doomsday movie to work. There's a transition.
Oh no, I agree with that too.
And I think they want you to like watch.
Let me sell you with your sacred cow.
So you can stop thinking about all of these other things that we've done. Let's erase those things from the timeline, which I don't think you can. And like let's just pretend like those movies didn't happen, and like let's help all these fans like get that same connection between the two. That's cheap.
Okay, yes, and
that's cheap and cheesy.
Yes, but that is literally what comics do. And I think when people, because comics use death as a way, that's why these characters can almost infinitely stay young. They would take out a character and kind of take them off the table for a while, right? But that stops time. That stops in there, and you could write all these other stories. That's why when they brought Jean Grey back, she still looked like a goddamn supermodel, right? But they play with death this way. And but that's comics. But to your point, I think you bring up something, to translate that on the screen can look cheap and like an easy scapegoat.
It feels like you just make a good movie. Like,
and so,
because I don't want the excuse. Ooh, I just hit my mic. I don't want the excuse, oh, well, you probably didn't enjoy it as much because you didn't watch the other movie. I should have to. Make a good movie. Don't make me go see another movie.
Don't make me have to do all these hoops. I gotta jump all these hoops just for one cohesive stuff.
Don't give me homework. But I don't want homework to go see this movie.
And at the same time, that's what comics do. And
I mean, comics great. I get it.
I know, but like it doesn't. Everything doesn't translate to the screen. Like literally,
you got to just make a good movie, and let's just take it from there. Don't try to sell me on the fact that in order for this movie to be good to you, I need to watch this other movie. That's cheap. That's cheesy. Yeah. Make a good movie.
If I could just tell our people, like, I'm all about critiquing, and I think I'm just let down because I'm let down by people who have a problem with this Black British person playing this actor or playing this role. It's like a nationalism thing. It's like somehow my country is better than yours, and we're talking, and we know that us as a people, we're a diaspora. He could have been like, and would I have a problem if he was Black Mexican and he just had, or like, but he looked, right, he looked Black, but like, am I really going to, I want this character to be portrayed well, but I'm really going to try and take this fictional character and try and find somebody in reality to really fit that mode. Like, is that what we are doing?
Right.
Now?
And then I
That's
think
what we're doing now?
I think a lot of this argument is born out of scarcity mindset, that all the Black Brits are stealing the Black American jobs, it's not. That's not the problem that's happening here. In general, there are not enough Black roles here or in Great Britain.
How about that?
They're coming here because they have even less roles over there.
And that's not a fault of Ryan, of Jonsson, of David, or anybody.
It has to do with our Hollywood, our art systems. It has to do with white supremacy. That white people can't, there are people in this country that cannot, white people specifically in this country and abroad, cannot enjoy a story or film without them being centered.
And the thing is, they don't have to, because from Oppenheimer to Barbie to Odyssey to Dune, look at all the white people that were cast in the 4 films I just named. Look at all the Black people that showed up there. Like, we have we're talking about a different issue here. So they can censor themselves in every story because they get $100 million budgets. We were just talking about that. $50 million, $75 million budgets to do these films.
They can't create anything without them being centered.
And they don't have to, because there's still people gonna still come out and buy and see it.
And understanding that not being able to see a world, like, what's the name that really pissed me off? The director that's doing the new Lord of the Rings movies, talking about how in his movies, he's not going to do a bunch of like woke casting. And,
that's what we're calling it.
And like, even though there is a Black actor that has a major role in the new movie, like, he is like, he was like,
how the hell are you going to have woke casting on fantasy? That's wild.
He said from his mouth, he was like, my movies will reflect a more historically accurate version.
What the hell?
I was like, what historical accuracy are we doing
in Lord of the Rings?
In Lord of the Rings,
when did that happen?
It's fiction. It is not a historical. And another note, guys, the Odyssey is fiction. It's a poem, y'all. It didn't actually.
It never effing happened.
It didn't.
Point
happen.
to it. Show me what history book. I can't do this with people.
It didn't. The Odyssey, y'all, didn't happen.
No,
it is not a. There's no historical thing you need to look at. It didn't happen. So, in general, I feel like there's a scarcity mindset that I want us as Black people to start pull ourselves away from and look at the real problem. The real problem is that there aren't enough Black writers. There are not Black producers. There are not enough Black movie execs. There's not enough people that are greenlighting things in Hollywood that see us as the center or major roles or the focus of attention in any story.
And that is the world that Ryan finds himself in, and he casts really well. Going back to like historical evidence, if you can question, we are all out to question things, but look at the man's track record. Look at his casting. The man has made films that produced over $2 billion. And if you tell me one movie he's done where the casting has just been poor, right? Like, I'm waiting. And so even if we're like,
I ain't got it.
He chose, but so you can question, David, question it, because we all have that right to do so. And trust, he made this call. Kevin didn't get up there and introduce him. Ryan did, just like he's introduced everybody else. So like, trust the man, because right now, his products speak for himself.
And not even just about trust, like, just hold your opinion. The movie hasn't come out.
They didn't even start. They didn't even got to pre-production yet. Just breathe.
Just let the man do the role.
And be excited that this is happening.
Because these critiques are not real critiques.
No.
They are not based in any real valid criticism that British actors or Black actors.
Right. And that's because we can't miss that.
Damson over David. Like, these aren't real critiques. These are preferences that if you wait and see that maybe your preferences aren't the best for this movie, you may go to the movie theater and be like, I was fucking wrong. I was absolutely wrong about all of this. Right, like this was a great movie.
And he's about to make
You're not gonna say that.
You're gonna say that. You're gonna say that.
No. The people's that making the creators that are making this critique, no matter how good the movie is, they're gonna say it's trash. Because they're not gonna admit they wrong.
That's true. That's fine. I'll go for them.
They're not gonna admit they wrong.
No, you're right. Mm-hmm. But we are excited about Black Panther 3. And that's where we're gonna leave it.
Okay. What do you want to tell the people?
I want to tell the people, look, just go out and be in the world, be good or be good at it. Boo.
And I want you to know that you are enough just as you are. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Hey Brunchers, we'd like to hear from you. Ask a question or share your thoughts by clicking the link in the description of every episode labeled Send Us Fan Mail, or email me roger.t, that's roger.t at brunchblazeandbabble.com, or alexis.b, that's alexus.b at brunchblazeandbabble.com, or you can visit our website at brunchblazeandbabble.com. That's brunchblazeandbabble.com. That website again is brunchblazeandbabble.com. We can't wait to hear from you.